Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was a kind-hearted person, but his mind was never still. He was always restless, his head full of endless thoughts. From morning till night, his mind kept jumping from one thought to another. These thoughts made him feel uneasy, tired, and lost. He often felt sad when he remembered his past and constantly worried about what might happen in the future. Because of this, his mind was like a storm, full of noise and confusion. He couldn't find calm, couldn't sleep peacefully, and had even forgotten what it felt like to smile from his heart. One day, Marco heard people talking about a faraway village in the hills. They said a wise old man lived there, someone who once worked as a famous psychologist in the city. He had helped many people find peace of mind and taught them how to live with calmness and clarity. Now that he was old, he had left the busy city life behind and moved to a small, peaceful village close to nature. Sometimes travelers came to seek his wisdom, and he guided them with simple but powerful lessons. When Marco heard this, a spark of hope lit up inside him. He thought, maybe this wise man can help me find peace too. So he decided to visit him, even though the journey was long and tiring. After several days of walking through forests, hills, and winding roads, Marco finally reached the village in the mountains. There he saw a small house covered with green vines and colorful flowers. On the porch, an old man was sitting quietly with his eyes closed, looking calm like still water. Marco walked closer and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is so restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes, looked at Marco kindly, and smiled. He said, "So you are searching for peace. Come with me, I will give you a small task." He led Marco to the little yard behind his house. There he filled a glass with water right up to the brim, so full that even a tiny shake would make it spill. He carefully handed the glass to Marco and said, "Now walk from here to the edge of the village and come back. But remember, you must not spill even a single drop of water." Marco was a bit surprised by this strange request, but he respected the old man and accepted the challenge. He held the glass gently and began his walk. The path was narrow and busy. People were walking, some were running, children were laughing and playing, shopkeepers were calling out to customers, and dogs barked loudly. But Marco didn't look around. He kept his eyes fixed on the ground, walking slowly and carefully, step by step. His whole attention stayed on that glass of water. People in the village looked at him curiously but didn't disturb him. They knew he was learning something important. After some time, Marco returned to the old man and said proudly, "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop of water." The old man smiled and nodded. "That's wonderful," he said. "But tell me, did you see the children playing on the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco looked surprised and said, "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only thinking about the water in the glass." The old man smiled again, a gentle, knowing smile. He said softly, "My dear boy, that is the secret you were searching for, something that has always been inside you. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, no confusion, no unnecessary thoughts. You were completely focused on the glass, and at that moment, your mind became quiet and still." The old man continued, "When you were walking, you were not sad about your past, and you were not worried about the future. You were only in this moment, right here, right now." Slowly, Marco began to understand. He realized that peace is not something we have to search for in the outside world. It already exists within us. We just need to live in the present moment to feel it. He bowed his head respectfully and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must stay in the present moment. That is where real peace lives. The old man smiled once more, his eyes full of kindness. The sun was setting, and the golden light spread across the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests. Marco started his walk back home, but he was not the same restless young man anymore. He had changed. His heart felt peaceful, and his mind was calm because he had finally learned how to quiet the storm inside him. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for watching till the end. See you again in the next story with new thoughts, new lessons, and new inspiration. Until then, stay calm, stay kind, and stay peaceful.